Welcome to the show, everybody. Let's get the party started.
J Torch and friends. It's about to go down, baby. Yeah. Round and around and around. Yeah. When love goes around, it comes around. It comes around. Can't stop it. When love goes around, it comes around. Here it goes. Yeah. DJ Torch. DJ Torch. It's about to go down. Pull up a chair, the family's here. Voices are warm, the vibe is clear. Love goes around. Ooh, DJ Torch and friends, it's about to go down. Yeah. It's about to go down. Yeah. Laughter and truth, a gentle sound. Hearts open wide when the love goes round. About to go down. Love goes around, it lifts, it flows. Love goes around and everybody knows. Love goes around from me to you. Love goes around, it always comes through. Yeah, yeah. Torch and friends, round and round it goes, love goes around. Love goes around.
All right, let's get this party started.
Round and round it goes.
Welcome to the party, y'all. Welcome to Conspicuous Consumption right here. The DJ Torch and Friends Empowerment Network. Let's let a man, Smart Money Bro, break down how to keep your wealth going even in a time like this.
Hey guys, I heard something a while back and I want to share it with you guys and let me know what you think about it. It's the difference between poor people, middle class people, and rich people and how they think about money and what the use of money is. So here's what it is. I heard that poor people think about money as a tool to use to pay their bills only. And if they want to look nice, poor people are going to sacrifice a bill and not pay a bill to look a certain way. And then I heard that middle class people, they think of money as a way to enhance their credit. Money as a way to get better credit so they can go out and buy more stuff and borrow more money to look a certain way, to keep up with the Joneses. And then the difference in rich people that I heard was that rich people or wealthy people, they look at money as a tool to make more money. And they care very little about how they look or looking like a certain way to keep up with any Joneses. They just...
I can say that's 100% true, 100% true. I've seen some extremely wealthy people where just a $20 shirt, $40 pants, $30, well, not $30 shoes, $50 shoes. You would not know.
Want their money to work for them. So this video is about the importance of looking poor. Now, I don't mean looking raggedy and rough and beat up and torn up. I'm not telling you that. I'm just
Jackie Gaines in the house. Good seeing you, Jackie.
saying You don't have to look rich to be rich. And many people that look rich, they're not rich. Trust me. They look like they have money. They look like they're wealthy. They're not wealthy. And so if you're trying to build wealth and be
let's sit on that for a minute. Let's sit on that for a minute. Let me rewind that. That was some good. He was dropping some good nuggets right there. Here we go.
Up with any Joneses. They just want their money to work for them. So this video is about the importance of looking poor. Now, I don't mean looking raggedy and rough and beat up and torn up. I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying you don't have to look rich to be rich. And many people that look rich, they're not rich. Trust me. They look like they have money. They look like they're wealthy. They're not wealthy. And so if
let me reinforce that right now.
They had it all, mansions, Maybachs, and money like water. But at one point something just went completely wrong. These are the rappers who didn't just fall off, they fell all the way down. I'm talking repo trucks in the driveway, IRS letters stacking like mixtapes, and Instagram flexes backed by overdraft fees. Some of them got caught up in bad contracts, others just straight up couldn't stop blowing racks on pet tigers, private jets, and 87-person entourages. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for the end, because by the time we get there, the fall-offs get so bad you won't know whether to laugh, cry, or Venmo them $5 out of pity. We're counting down 10 rappers who didn't just lose a little bit of money, they went insanely broke. MC Hammer. MC Hammer wasn't just rich, he was stupid rich. In the early 90s, this man was pulling in $30 million a year, had a mansion the size of a mall, a private jet, a fleet of sports cars, and an entourage that made him look like he was running his own army.
I mean, yeah, MC Hammer back then, he had it going on, and everybody thought that he was really adept on business. Unfortunately, that didn't turn out to be.
Literally, Hammer was paying over 200 people, barbers, chefs, cousins, his cousins' cousins, and probably some guy who just held his sunglasses. But the money train didn't just slow down, it flew off the damn tracks. Hammer blew through his fortune like it was cursed. He reportedly spent over $500,000 a month just keeping up appearances. And when the record sales dipped, the label...
Keeping up appearances. Not making appearances like in performing, but just keeping up appearances to look rich.
Checks stopped coming in, and the tours dried up. Hammer kept living like he was still printing money. By 1996, it all came crashing down. He filed for bankruptcy, listing over $13 million in debt and just $9 million in assets, which sounds like a lot, until you realize he owed back taxes, massive loans, and he had basically financed his entire lifestyle like a rapper version of a Ponzi scheme. At one point, he owed money to everyone from the IRS to landscapers. Bro was dodging creditors like he dodged falling off beat. But here's the thing, Hammer never fully recovered. He did some preaching, dabbled in tech, and popped up on a few nostalgia tours, but the days of gold-plated gates and custom Hummers were gone forever. And to this day, Hammer time is less about dancing and more about a warning, a flashing red light at the start of every rap career that screams, do not do what this man did. Because when you make $30 million and still go broke, that ain't just bad luck, that's legendary financial self-destruction. Up next, a man who declared bankruptcy with zero.
So this is the funny part. Okay,
$0 in his savings and only $100 in his checking, yet still had time to argue with Trick Daddy jokes online. Let's talk about Trick Love Da Kids. Trick Daddy Dollars, that was the name. But somewhere along the way, them dollars disappeared. By the time...
Wow, Miss Jackie Gaines said that MC Hammer, he has a company now in Silicon Valley. And if you got a company in Silicon Valley, you back to making money. So I'm glad MC Hammer made a comeback.
Trick filed for bankruptcy in 2019. His finances looked like the opening scene of a horror movie.
He looked like the opening scene of a horror movie. Who is this? This is what's his name? Has the nerve to criticize women. Trick Daddy, yeah.
Filed for bankruptcy in 2019. His finances looked like the opening scene of a horror movie.
He looked like he took 12 punches in the face and all of them hit.
According to court docs, he had $0 in savings and just $100 in his checking account. That's not a rap cap, that's a grown man's real life financial statement. Homie was one Uber ride away from negative balance fees, and it gets worse. Trick listed his assets as a 2004 SUV, a crib worth less than what DJ Khaled spends on beard oil, and a pit bull. Not a kennel, not a dog business, just a single pit bull. Meanwhile, his debts added up to over $800,000, with $57,000 owed in back child support and $290,000 in unpaid taxes. So how did
So, I mean, basically, you see, let me go to the next. Let me go to the next. I don't know who he is, so I'm just going to pass by him. I want to get to the famous ones, the famous ones.
And what did he list as possessions? A few $100 in clothes, no property, no car, no bank account. This wasn't just a temporary dip.
I mean, he put everything in his veins and in his nose. I swear, DMX was one of the most original rappers ever, and it's a shame he went the way he did, and it's a shame that instead of having a network of Black men that would support him and get him on the right track, he had red pill dudes surrounding him, tell him to fake it. Let's see what else happened here. Here we go. I swear, DMX, look, he was for real.
This was a full-blown financial collapse. His own lawyers said X had no steady income and couldn't even maintain basic bills, and that's not even getting into the IRS. In 2017, DMX was indicted for tax fraud, $1.7 million in unpaid taxes. The Fed said he was living off the grid, using cash, hiding royalties. They made it sound like X was dropping albums and ducking Uncle Sam like it was a sport. He served a year in prison for it, and when he came out, he tried to bounce back, did some shows, a Verzuz battle with Snoop, even talked about new music, but the money still gone. When he tragically passed away in 2021, his estate was left in chaos. Reports said he died with no will and barely any money. A man who...
So it really makes you think differently of what really a high value man is, because these men would have been seen as high value men, right? But they were really fast money men. The money went out faster than it was going in. And they were hard. I mean, really, quite honestly, they were hard workers too. They were hard workers, and they still ended up broke.
Once made millions off pain, died with none of it left. DMX gave the world everything, but the world and the business side of it gave him very little in return. This wasn't just a rapper going broke. This was a man drained by life, fame, and the system.
No, look. Let's calm this down a little bit here. It's his addiction that took him down. Let's put it this way, him and Pac were compared. That's how good he was. He had money. He had money. When you get over like $5 million, there's no reason for you to be broke, unless you somehow waste it. And that's why I played that clip about you have to seem, think, and appear poor so that you're not wasting your money. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
Next up, a producer who made $70 million and blew it all on yachts, cocaine, and more women than a reality show casting call. Let's talk about Scott Storch. Scott Storch was the man behind the music. This dude made hits, literally. Beyonce, he made her bounce. 50 Cent gave him fire. Fat Joe, Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake, Dr. Dre, the man had his fingerprints on every platinum record in the 2000s. And at his peak, Scott Storch was worth over $70 million. Now ask yourself this, how do you blow $70 million in under 3 years? The answer? One word, cocaine. At one point, Scott was reportedly dropping $250,000 a month on coke. That's not a typo.
Man.
That's the GDP of a small country getting snorted up his nose. And it wasn't just drugs. This man bought multiple mansions, luxury cars like they were Happy Meals, and a private jet just to flex. No real...
And that's the sad thing. Luxury cars are the worst because unless you find a buyer that wants that model the car drops in value right off after you get it off. Really, it doesn't. A luxury car usually isn't at a lot. You usually don't get it a lot. Let's face it. It's usually delivered to you. So basically, as soon as it gets off the truck, it's worth about, I don't know, 60% of what you bought it for. Unless you put it right back on the truck. You know what I mean? Then it's only worth, then you only lose 30%. So those are just a couple examples. But I got some more examples for you. I got some more examples. Here we go.
Welcome to quicksand.
Wait, can you pause that for a minute? Come on now. I got to talk to StreamYard about being a little bit slow here. Let me fast forward this for a minute. Okay. This is somebody who had so little money but wanted to look rich so bad that he would return stuff the next day. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Y'all know who I'm talking about? Let's find out.
Like, I have this. He claims that he has millions of followers on YouTube. He claims that he's the reason why Essential Molecules is doing well.
Who?
He's the sole reason. And he literally begged.
He said he was begging. He was begging for free
counter, the manager.
Begging for free
to give him fragrances because he's supposedly helped her sell fragrances.
Who?
Now, you just listened to this man say that Kevin Samuels was begging for free cologne. He said,
"Oh, the king of conspicuous consumption. The king of conspicuous consumption." Shout out to Blacked in the house. Thank you. And I'm not even, I didn't really even thank you for the compliment. I didn't really get ready for that, But anyway, and Deontay's in the house as well. And of course, Miss Jackie Gaines. If you in the house, feel free to put a 1 in the chat if you want to. So PBM, break it down for us.
he's begging them to give him free cologne.
Kevin Samuels is begging them motherfuckers
2020.
to get free cologne?
This is April 2020. The man didn't even have 100,000 subs on YouTube, but he was telling them that he had millions of subscribers, and he was begging for free cologne. Let's keep it going.
And like, she's like, "What the fuck? No, I never helped. You never helped me. What do you mean?" And then she's just like, people just come to buy, and he's just like, "Yeah, I helped you, and this and that, blah blah blah. You come here and people see me, and they recognize me, so they want to buy it." And we're like, "No, that's not how."
So you're probably saying that's BS. Kevin was balling. Here's the cologne.
I can't go for that. No. Video I just put together.
Look at the cologne.
That you just got to quote unquote re-up on. You got to put them back in your collection. Stuff is just so daggone good, so dope that you're just like, man, why did I not have that in my collection? Why did I take that out of my collection? Guys, in this video, we want to talk about just those very fragrances.
Here's the thing. And let me let it play.
Right up off the bat, we're going to talk about this one right here. Dolce & Gabbana Velvet Bergamot. Probably one of the best, most underrated bergamot fragrances on the planet.
Kevin,
now, I've already
Kevin, why don't you break down the price?
said with this collection, I do not agree with the price point, but this juice right here, guys, this juice, springtime, warm months, very, very special.
Oh, y'all thought he had that. Y'all thought he was balling. All that time he was falling. If you have to beg for cologne, it's safe to say you can't afford it. Otherwise, you'd buy it and be about your business. You'd be about your business. And second, if you have to beg, You are not famous. If you have to beg, you are not famous enough. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bloomingdale's was Bloomingdale's back then. So it just shows you how people really thought outside the manosphere bubble, how people thought about this dude. They didn't think nothing. They didn't like him or hate him. They just thought he was a fool. At least at Bloomingdale's they did.
And I had to re-up and add it back to my collection. If anybody around here knows, I'm a Le Labo fan, and Le Labo Musk 25, probably the best musk fragrance on the planet. Sadly, one that most of you guys probably will never even run across or smell because it is an LA City exclusive.
Y'all out there running out there with your last dollars, buying $250,000. I think he said one was like $250 or something like that. You're spending your last money. This dude's taking it back. He burned candles and took the candles back. So all those candles, remember when you heard the jam in the beginning? You know, and he had the candles showing, na 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 na. You know, and he was taking them joints back the next day. Man, yeah, man, let me tell you, he got you real good.
But guys, I had to re-up on this. I have 4 little 50 ml bottles of this stuff because I will always have this stuff in my collection because it is the musk of musks. The musk of musk. Just so good. And I had to re-up. Can't wait till September comes when they have the city exclusives available at your store.
I mean, if there's anything that is conspicuous consumption, it's this. He literally doesn't have the money for that cologne that you see on his desk. Now, he was slick. He either returned or tried to return that. And if no one knew about it, or if no one found out about it, it would have been, he would have been, looking, working it, right? By the way, in the house, Darnell says this about MC Hammer. MC Hammer went broke because of friends and family. Fun fact, Hammer, Don't Hurt Him is still number 10 best-selling rap album of all time. Wow. Okay. Now, I mean, it's because it's not just friends and family though. Darnell, let's face it, he made some decisions. Maybe he was over. Let's put it this way, Darnell, though. I will say this, and by the way, thank you very much for the super chat. At least it sounds like he lost his money the good way. What I mean is that he had such a big heart that he gave the money away to people he thought who needed it, which it was a whole lot of people. In the house, Henry Mars. Here we go.
I'm going all in retail and pulling the trigger on several of them. So I'm having to save my pennies right now because I want to say those jokers are like $5.50.
See, a lot of men didn't catch this. Save my pennies, right now. That should have told you he was broke. Because, I mean, at the same time of these being expensive colognes, right? He was saying that he was like this. He was getting paid $80,000 or whatever at his job and all this other stuff and everything. But he has to save his pennies to buy what looks like about, I don't know, $1,000 worth of cologne right there. I think he did, but let me see. Look at
50 for 100 ml. They aren't cheap, but I love La Labo. Next on the list from Bottega Veneta, Olivo. Guys,
and this is another thing I have to bring up. Why is he bringing this up to a group of men who make under $50K a year on average? You all should be mad at him, the late Kevin Samuels, for making you spend your money on other people's stuff. They're not even, if you've noticed, he was very anti-black when it came to buying stuff. None of that. Let me tell you something. There are some amazing scents, natural scents that you could even buy. I used to get mine out of what is it, flea market. But they were amazing. I bet I could out Kevin Samuels with the scents I was getting. I mean, people were like popping their head, you smell good. I'd be like, yeah. You know the little bottles of oil back in the day. Yeah, that stuff used to just as good as the colognes in the stores. Just as good as the colognes in the stores. Shout out to Pink Boy Queen in the house as well. Here we go.
This is spring, summer in a bottle. This feels like sitting out in the Mediterranean under an olive tree and about 80
days. Y'all ain't gonna tell me I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna stay away from the sexual thing later, okay? Okay, I'm just saying. So basically the bottom line is this. These guys here, come on, work at Bloomingdale's. Kevin went to Bloomingdale's and begged for the cologne that you see here.
I can't go for that, no.
That you see in front of him here. I have to admit, I agree with the one thing I agree with Kevin about is Hall & Oates. They was all that. They was banging back in the day. They was banging. Slow jams and fast jams. Hall & Oates. Now they sound a hell of a lot better than he did. That goes to show you that not all black people can sing better than white folk. I'm just saying. That's all I'm throwing out there. So we're going to move forward, though.
So she had this to say about dating average men. Now, do you agree or disagree?
I don't think the issue
is... Well, thank you, bruh. Thank you for giving us an example of an average man. Here we go.
Is that a lot of women don't want to be with average earners. A lot of women don't have a problem with being average earners. The issue is that a lot of men are not nice people. They're not good people. They don't.
Boom, bars. And I'm going to be proving that further tonight. Let's keep it going. Here we go. For some reason, in our community, we have a lot of men who have a disdain for black women. Let's keep it going.
Don't have character or morals. A lot of them are actually evil people.
Yes.
A lot, not all, of men today claim they want a good woman, when all actuality they want a woman to shut up while they do whatever they want.
Right. Exactly that. That's what feminine, friendly, and submissive means. I believe that would fall under the submissive part. And the reason for this happening is that you have a lot of cluster B men walking around. And if you look up cluster B disorder, you'll see what I mean. But for some reason, something got broken in these men. And these men, these cluster B men, which is going to be one of my catchphrases, by the way. Cluster B men are really, really, really attracted to the red pill because cluster Bs get to cluster up with other cluster Bs and make cluster B content. Let's keep it going. Here we go. She's dropping dimes, by the way. Here we go.
A lot of women have dated average earners.
Yes.
Been with these men, loved them for them.
Yes.
It had nothing to do with what they made. Now women want reparations because these men have dragged them through the mud.
And that's true. What do you think the manosphere does? That's all the manosphere does. The manosphere does not help people build, doesn't help men build, does not help men's self-esteem at all. It's the manosphere is a type of drug. It makes men come back. It makes men do things they shouldn't be doing. It makes men think they're stronger or better than they actually are. It makes men escape from reality. That's what it does. That's what the manosphere, that's all it is. Empty calories. I have not seen yet a man like in the manosphere, a content creator in the manosphere saying, yeah, look, I came up, I'm man, I'm rich, I'm not one. And I'm about to prove it. It's all mirrors. Let's just put it that way. Smoke and mirrors.
That's what's going on. I think y'all kind of missing the plot.
Y'all remember Chloe Bailey's little...
So, Chloe got with Burma Boy, right? Everybody, wow, you know,
played by Burna Boy off.
He's not. He's high value to other men. Now, I'm not saying he's, gay. He's not. I don't know. I don't know if he is. But only other men see him as valuable because he's not valuable to other women because he's a cheater. He's always been a cheater. He always will be a cheater. Chloe will not be the last as far as a woman getting cheated on in his life. It's just the way it is. But I thought she knew. I thought maybe she just, was around him because, she just wanted a little something here and there. And, they had an agreement. What happened? Did he have a kid out of wedlock? Let's see what happened.
Saying that Jared was so beautiful and she had a great time. But Lauren was going to get to that tea no matter. Triangle. Fast forward to some time later, Chloe goes on the Breakfast Club for an interview. She's promoting her projects, cutting it up when she got hit with a question she ain't see coming. And y'all, the shift in Chloe's energy was immediate. She tried deflecting at first, saying that Jared was so beautiful and she had a great time. But Lauren was gonna get to that tea no matter what, so she tried again. Now, Chloe, she hit her with the mind your business type of response.
Burna Boy, we want to know, is that your boo? Well, I'm a grown woman. I had a great time in Nigeria.
Then Lauren pressed even harder, asking her how she felt when she felt Nigeria, and Burna Boy moving on to the next women so fast. Child, Lauren was not giving it up, but Chloe shut her down real fast.
Do this much? Yeah. And then, yeah, so... Hey, he's a grown man. Just like I'm a grown woman.
Of course, the internet went crazy. One fan tweeted, she just wanted to have a good time. When she came back, she didn't claim him. She said, everyone is grown. I hate when people think women always get played. Maybe she was the one playing and having a good time living her life. Everybody ain't trying to be committed. Meanwhile, Burna Boy's fans were defending him, saying people were reading too much into it and that Chloe knew what it was from the start. But Chloe's...
Yeah, I mean, if she should have, she should have. Oh, okay. So Darnell asked this. Let's assume that's true. Then why are women attracted to scumbag rappers and athletes who use them as toys? That was the young lady's point, is that basically women well, it's better for a woman to answer, to be honest with you. But basically, women are giving up on men, and they should. Basically, that's what I'm thinking. And, the behavior in Red Pill just reinforces that, why women should give up, at least on a certain type or mentality, cluster B men. And unfortunately, yes, rappers and athletes are some of the most cluster B because they can be.
Fans weren't buying that. He said she genuinely liked him and got embarrassed when he made her look foolish in front of the whole world. And honestly, they might be right, because in that same interview, Chloe subtly hinted that she learned from the experience. Also, what she took away from her recent travels, she said something like,
she got hurt. It hurt her feelings, but she'll bounce back. She'll be fine. I'll show you somebody who's not, though. If you remember, we were talking about Brian Mcknight. Let me bring him
career
up.
at the time.
Okay, so Brian Mcknight, as you know, Let me see if I have it on here. I don't know why I didn't put it in the right spot. Here we go. So, Brian Mcknight sued. Let me see if he's here. Okay, Brian Mcknight, after getting sued by his daughter, by the way, sued his wife for lying or defamation, they call it, about the state of their relationship. And this happens with a lot of cluster B kind of people. I'm not saying it's him. I'm just saying cluster B types. And what I mean is this. She stated that she went through a lot of emotional abuse with Brian Mcknight. Now, I'm not sure what place on earth Brian Mcknight might have been on, but I guess he didn't realize that maybe if he wakes up, he realizes that, you know, basically there's nobody in his family that likes him. And that's the reason why he was calling them evil. So let me break down and let me give you my idea what I think happened in Brian McKnight's life. Okay. I don't think it really had to do with his mother passing. I don't think it helped at all. But I think it had more to do with the psychology build he had in his mind. He just really was never a really good person at all. And so this is why I can tell you right now why Brian McKnight's lawsuit is trash. And I think it's important for everybody to know. First of all, let me play his daughter's. Let me give you a taste on how he treated women.
The things that I wanted to do to her. To me, she was an intruder, and I had every right to treat her as such. I glanced over the arm of the couch and saw one of her twins sleeping, the other she was holding and feeding. Then seeing her children, that was the one thing that brought me back to the true reality of this situation. She had been invited into my home by my husband. She didn't show up on my doorstep or send hateful emails like the others. She was asked to be
like the others. Let me rewind. That is a very important thing to dig into, y'all. Think about it. This Brian McKnight cheated on his wife. The proof is his daughter, his real daughter, not the daughter he has now, that the real daughter he threw away. His real daughter is not through, it's not through Mrs. McKnight. The two boys are. So this woman right here, well, let's say a representative, because we don't know if it's the exact woman. He slept with and had a child outside of marriage. Now, why am I bringing this boring fact, this boring possible fact, this allegement up? It's hard to allege because if you line up the dates. Let me line up the dates for you because this is very important. Brian McKnight's daughter was born in 2001. Brian McKnight's divorce was finalized in 2003. You do the math. He was still married when he had his daughter. That means he cheated on his wife. And by the way, though, his wife, and that's a fact. That's just a fact. That's what he did. She didn't agree to it. She didn't know about it, as she alleged right here.
Then seeing her children, that was the one thing that brought me back to the true reality of this situation. She had been invited into my home by my husband. She didn't show up on my doorstep or send hateful emails like the others.
Like the others. So basically, if you guys wanted to defend him and say, well, he's just slipped a little bit. No, he had always been cheating because he went to the same school of cheating that all the other men went to. He cheated on her. And guess what cheating does to a person? Especially when you do it as bold and cruel as he did. It's abuse. Sorry to bore you, but we're going to get to the good stuff soon. This is how it happens. This is what's going down. Being hurt by cheating, by somebody cheating on you, and literally having proof of the cheating in a whole child is called evidence. Brian stated that he did not emotionally abuse his ex-wife. That's what his premise of the defamation claim came from. A couple lawyers and a good therapist, and his case is trash. Not to mention the way he treated his kids, who don't seem to think that he was a very nice person themselves. That's not going to help. That makes his case hot garbage. It goes from trash and drops down to hot garbage because they are witnesses as children and as adults. It's not about them all teaming up. They all on mommy's side. No, it's just what happened. And let me tell you something, y'all. You would think like the sons would see the telling factor to me was the way he even treated his sons was bad. Usually, at least when men are mean or abusive, they might be abusive to their wife and their daughters for some reason. But this nigga was on a different level. He was on a different level. Let me show you that level.
I've tried, man. I've tried really, really hard.
Let me break it down. First of all, let me pause it. And I have to pause it because this is not a young Brian Mcknight. This is his son. His son sounds like him. He sounds just like Brian Mcknight and looks a lot like him. And usually when sons sound and look like their father, they love the heck out of their father. But let's find this out. Let's see where he's thinking.
To not touch on the kid. To let it go. To be the bigger person. To be mature.
Ooh, honey, when I tell you.
Yes, I grabbed this from Jessica. But let's go forward. If you want to check out her commentary, please do. Let's play the fool. Here we go.
I've tried, man. I've tried really, really hard. To not touch on the kid. To let it go. To be the bigger person. To be mature. To be something. But the shit going on with my dad right now, man. If y'all aren't seeing what's happening, if y'all aren't seeing the fact that this is just a very hurt and a very emotionally unavailable and not intelligent person, the person that is still have not been able to handle the death of his own mother.
Remember now, he's talking about his daddy. He's talking about his daddy. He sounds just like his daddy. And he's talking about his daddy. And he's not, and I think we get the gist that he's not, you know, feeling his daddy. Let's get going.
The things that we're seeing him go through right now. To decide to make certain posts on my late brother's birthday.
Oh, he caught that too. Yeah.
Say what you want, dog. But the gloves are off for me, just to keep it real. And there's, and without even getting too deep, man, it's like, to do it on my brother's late birthday, my baby brother's
release, he announced what he's talking about is the announcement, if you don't already know, the announcement of his faulty lawsuit against his mother, against Brian, you know, this young man's Brian Mcknight Jr. I just call him Brian Mcknight Jr., but he probably has a different name. And I'll fix that later because he probably doesn't want me to call him Brian at all. Okay. But basically, he finds it just as tasteless as a lot of people did that Brian Mcknight really announced his lawsuits on the passing of his brother, whose mother Brian Mcknight sued, birthday. So you can see how that digs deep and hard and low. And what I remember when I told you right when the lawsuit popped out that Brian's gonna lose either way, because Brian McKnight music is an emotional purchase. What I mean is, whether you're buying the album or you're going to a concert, you're buying it for that emotional connection, though be it fake, with him, with the artist. And now a lot of his customers, primarily women, see that he's a piece of crap. That Brian McKnight is a piece of crap. It's not me. I have different words for him. But his customers now see painfully, and it hurt them just as much, if not more, that he's not who they thought he was.
Heavenly birthday, his first heavenly birthday. This is the post you decide to make? That's not petty? You don't think people are going to realize that that's ridiculous? And that it's obviously strategic? Who are you trying to hurt if it's not me and my mother and our family? Who are you trying to hurt? Who are you trying to hurt, man?
This is going to be bad in court for y'all. This is going to be bad in court. I smell his countersuit. I smell a countersuit.
Which has always been my issue. Which is why way back when that started all this, I made the post that I made, because I knew that this was the only thing that would get you, man. Maybe that was my fault. I've taken accountability for it. But it's become obviously clear, and maybe not even just me, and I'm hoping to the masses that we're dealing with someone that has unchecked trauma that they're not dealing with.
He's going in deep.
Man, just to keep it real. This isn't the last time I'm going to talk about this, because I've realized that maybe it's time for me to start talking about this kind of stuff. Maybe it's time for me to start not airing shit out, but being vulnerable enough and open enough as someone that has lived an insane life. I'm going to start talking about these things, man. It's unfortunate that we're going through this with my father.
Brian, this ain't going to be good in court, bro. I think you better, bro, I'm just telling you, bro. I mean, yeah, this ain't going to be good. This ain't going to be good in court, bro. This ain't going to, I mean, it's different if it was, you know, this isn't even like he is his son's, he is his father's son. He sounds like his father. Actually acts a little bit like his father. Hopefully he has the not that I didn't say that, but I mean that the narcissistic type of behavior, hopefully he doesn't have that. But you can tell that if Brian was in his right mind, he would have had a much better connection with his son. That's at least him, because he's literally a younger twin of Brian Mcknight.
It's unfortunate that y'all are watching my father and my mother duke it out publicly.
Great point. Great point. I mean, if you want a perfect example of poor leadership, check out this Brian Mcknight saga.
But what I can assure you is, though, the truth will be revealed. You'll feel it. You'll know it to be true. If you actually have a heart, if you actually have a soul, and you at the very least try, you'll see the truth. And the thing about it is, it's like, I get it, man. You know, our parents, they're humans too. They've gone through things too. Whatever the grievances they have against each other, whatever. My issue is, though, man, you don't want me to start talking about the things that I had to deal with in my childhood, the things that I will take to my grave, the things that my brother took to his grave that we could put out there, the things that...
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, snap. Y'all, this Brian Mcknight thing is just getting started.
We could say, as a son, as a teenager, as a 15-year-old that my brother was when we started touring, the things that we went through together, the things that we actually saw, the things that we actually lived with and dealt with because our dad wasn't emotionally intelligent enough nor mature enough to actually be a father.
Ooh. 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 Man, oh man. So all those people on that Brian Mcknight boat, keep staying on it. I'll be around. I'll be around. I'll be around.
This day, October 16th, 2025, but we are here in the English countryside, about an hour and a half.
So, yeah, and maybe his daughter will defend him. Let's see what happens here.
2020, my biological daughter, Brianna, sued me for defamation and breach of contract. I posted a page from the lawsuit here.
So that's where you got the defamation thing from, Ryan. So you were so horrible to your daughter. She had to sue you for defamation because you were calling her all sorts of... Who calls their own daughters like 304s and stuff? That's what he was doing. That's how nasty this dude is. He didn't want to keep... You would think he would like, something, let me just kind of like just be the bigger person and all that kind of stuff. Looking like a black girl. Jackie. Yeah, let's keep going.
File number down below so you can look this up for yourself. And you will see that she did not ask for an apology or even ask that I remove the alleged false statement from the internet.
You know what he didn't even mention is that, oh yeah, my daughter from outside marriage, or oh, my daughter who, I cheated on my wife, to make. Beautiful daughter though. I mean, beautiful daughter. She's gorgeous. She really is pretty. I wish she had a better father, but sometimes you don't get everything.
All she asked for and all she wanted was money. The case was dismissed before
There is nothing more to get from you. There's nothing more, bro. In my opinion, you're an empty vessel. That's all. And let me keep this going. So y'all see, okay, daughter didn't help out. Daughter didn't help out. Daughter didn't help out at all. Nope. Why did I play this during conspicuous consumption? Why did I play this? The reason why I played it is that I predict that Brian Mcknight, if he isn't already, will be super broke by this time next year. I mean, it's a very complicated situation because it's not because of maybe his spending habits or whatever. It has more to do with his behavior, which lost him the money. See, Brian, people are not walking away from your shows because of what other people said about you. They're walking away from your shows because of what you said about other people. That's the issue. That's the problem. Bro, if you were in a hip hop, maybe you can go get into hip hop with Chris Brown and them, who can treat people like crap and still make money. Maybe you should, being a hip hop singer, or something like that. Then you can get away with it. But Brian Mcknight, you're a crooner. You sing love songs, mostly to women, mostly about women. And then you shit on women. Not good business, bro. That's why you're gonna be broke. And that lawsuit thing, oh man, bruh. Angela Reddick in the house. Alpha's in the house. Alpha, we're about to go over the EBT in a minute because that's part of conspicuous consumption. But for now, check this out. He's going to be broke because Brian's, and I don't know whether he knew it or not, maybe not. Maybe his condition made him not see it. But Brian's sales point as of being a loving person. And he totally ruined that. There's nothing you can bring around a new family. That's fine. You can give that a try. Maybe, you can, everybody else will forget after a while and realize that, they won't see the real Brian. You can try to fake them out or something like that. But for now, Brian, winter is coming. And it's going to be a cold dish, my man. If I haven't already mentioned it, your case is trash. It's trash. It was trash before and it's trashed now. It's literally, the only thing you had is maybe if you could pay off your kids and maybe they might not show up to court or something. But now everybody's got the kids' video, so good luck with that. That's going to be a problem. And what I loved is all the cluster B people out there who were supporting Brian Mcknight. If you noticed, it was all cluster B types. It was all cluster B types that were supporting Brian's lawsuit. Nobody else. Nobody else. It was all cluster Bs. Kind of like this guy right here. Remember MABW? Yeah.
The channel, like she must be. I'm telling you.
So let me let him play that part. Why you're gonna see in a minute why he's in conspicuous consumption. Very, very. It's gonna catch you. It's gonna hit you hard. Here we go.
Like the beginning or middle of September, she's going back strike. She's copyright striking videos that don't got nothing to do with copyright logos, just nothing to do with it. This chick is totally unhinged. She strikes so many fucking videos. I don't know what's going on, but it like glitched the system in my YouTube to where it's just so, it just shows like a bunch of copyrights, like 30 videos removed, 15 strikes. Like she just keep going on and on with it. And I'm creating the backup channel because.
And this is the funny thing because it's like he's going, oh, I wonder where she's getting all these strikes from. I wonder why, how. Dude, if you use somebody's content 100 times, and that's the very least he used. That's the very least he used was 100 times. If you use somebody's content 100 times, the math means that they can strike you 100 times. She's being nice. She's being nice to you. YouTube makes it clear that if you want to play somebody else's content, you better ask somebody. That is the rule. It's not the rule, but it's their rule. And they say it for instances like this. Here's the reason why Kendra is doing that. One is for consistency. Two is for evidence. And three is for statutory damages. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's find out why this man's going to be super broke.
Believe as Americans, you should be able to say whatever.
Wait. No, not that one. Not that one. I'm sorry, y'all. I missed it. Where is it at? Okay. This one.
What are statutory damages for copyright infringement? Have you ever wondered what happens when someone uses copyrighted material without permission? Today, we will talk about statutory damages for copyright infringement and why they matter. Statutory damages are a form of compensation that copyright owners can receive when their work is used unlawfully. Instead of proving actual damages, copyright owners can opt for these damages set by law. The law allows courts to award statutory damages ranging from a minimum of $750 to a maximum of $30,000 for each work that is infringed. This range gives judges the flexibility to consider the specifics.
Ouch! That's per work. So let's say Kendra G, MABW, he uses 100 Kendra G videos. Maybe it's just 50 Kendra G videos. Each video, if it's not willful, is $30 to something thousand dollars. $750, whatever. Not a big deal. But then when it gets willful, ladies and gentlemen, snap. $150 a pop. Bro, you better hope she don't got them certs yet. If she got certificates, you broke, bro. bro, you broke. 150 per video. If she puts each one on a separate certificate, oh, you're effed. She might be nice to you and have like, you can put like 8 per certificate, maybe 9. She told you to stop, bro. She probably sent you a cease and desist. If you got it and you just spit on it, conspicuous consumption, bro. You're gonna be one of the brokest dudes on YouTube. You can be YouTube famous and you will still be broke. Because see, it's only a judge can you've been to court, you know how it is. Only the judge, bro, can tell you whether it's fair use or not. And you did some shit. I ain't gonna say what the shit is, because I like to keep niggas in suspense. But you did some shit that kind of fucked with that fair use defense. One is usage. I think originally they did fair use. You come around, you use somebody's video for a minute, then you move on. You didn't do that. You sat on her shit. You sat on her shit. You sat on it, bro. Let me keep going though. So if you find somebody online and a perfect example is Tasha K. Tasha K is blowing up YouTube, but she broke as fuck. She's living off of cash flow because everything else is going to go to somebody else. I think hers is for defamation though, but you get my point. Here we go.
I believe as Americans, you should be able to say whatever you want to say. Right. Even if it's wrong.
Even if it's wrong. Even if it's wrong.
And coming for black women, no.
Right. Come on, here.
You just make yourself look stupid.
Real stupid.
The black woman is the most educated person in the United States of America by 27%, bitch.
I thought that was cool. And you would think that if black men really wanted black women to win, they would just let that's perfect. whether algorithms or whatever, or you want to argue it or whatever not, doesn't matter. It's still, let me show you. So Cat Williams didn't have to say this. He has fans. He doesn't have to say it, but he said it because he has more respect for black women than a lot of other men do. Let's see what happens.
She got SNAP, EBT, and a degree, honey.
Cat Williams recently went viral claiming that black women are the most educated group in America. That is false, and correcting misinformation isn't hating black women. The reality.
The thing is this. This is how aggressive and negative black men have become. And this is why I did that live stream about it's gotten so bad where white men have to save black women. Because black men have become, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of good black men. There are a lot of good black men, but unfortunately, we are outnumbered. The stats say it. We are outnumbered because these black men made a point of arguing that. Instead of just saying, go on, sister, we'll work with, we'll keep working with our most involved fathers. We'll work with that. Y'all can keep that. Cat Williams has not been known to lie. So to say that he's false is really a problem. It just shows you that they hate, and the men love Cat Williams. So if they hate women, black women so much that they're compelled to tell Cat Williams that he's a liar. It's disgusting. Let me keep it going.
Claiming that black women are the most educated group in America. That is false, and correcting misinformation isn't hating black women. The reality is that 29.3% of black women aged 25 plus hold a bachelor's degree or higher, compared to 22% of black men, a 7-point difference.
Here's the funny thing. Medium man, he be like, I don't know, he be like cherry picking stats. He didn't show you how the 37% was wrong, because it's not. What he did was he just showed you another, what would you call it? Algorithm. Not really an algorithm, another stat. It's not even the same stat. It's not, what he's doing is being disingenuous. He's not showing you the same stat that Cat Williams was talking about. And this is after these niggas already complained about black women being smart and being intelligent and having jobs. Now they want to say, oh, no, you don't have that either. You don't have that either. And all of the, I guess this is probably from blackstats.com too. That same thing that Kevin Samuels used. And we know how that shit turned out. So let me keep it going. I just wanted to bring that up.
Okay, watch this video, then we'll talk.
Man, I'm really glad that these food stamps are being taken away, because, you know, that shit was, all that government assistance shit was designed to keep the black man out of the household anyway. That was the incentive. Don't have a man in the house, and these women get to have the government assistance. All that money and food stamps, feeling like they don't need a man. I'm glad that food stamps still gone. Now the average guy that makes $40,000 to maybe $50,000 a year will be appreciated and loved on more now. Yeah, all that $100,000 stuff, yeah, that stuff ain't never made sense. You know what I'm saying? It's possible for a man to make that, but the average guy ain't making it. Maybe the average guy can get some love now, man. Thank you, Trump. The average man can get some love now.
That is probably about the most predatory rhetoric you're going to hear for a long time. That is about as predatory as you can get. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
Because these women, man, have become so delusional over these past few years, it don't even make no sense, man. I'm glad they taking these food stamps away. I'm 100%, like, I'm really utterly I'm in bliss right now. Like, I'm glad they taking it away. Maybe the average man can get some love now.
And when I get to after this, we'll see what you want. So yeah, if y'all want more content, please go to Patreon and subscribe. You said this condition has black men written all over it. Yeah.
Why is that funny? What did I do to you?
This condition has black men written all over it. Yeah.
Right, check this out.
But look at this.
You just heard about the brother. The brother just said, you know, he happy that, you know, the food stamps was pulled because now, you know, black men can control black women more, right? And this is what Cynthia G said.
This now we gonna go to some of these videos. And for the Patreon people, y'all already saw this video, but the YouTube people didn't, so that's the only reason why we're sharing it. I want y'all to see how disgusting this is. Keep in mind, this band is saying this in reference to his own children. It's his children. These are his.
Let me pause it right here. I need Cynthia, I need to get up on this one. A lot of black men, especially the ones that are struggling or the ones that the man said are only making 40K, a lot of them are paying either minimal child support or none. The only thing holding his own kids together is the SNAP. Shout out to Raya in the house. It's SNAP and all those programs that unfortunately the government has to give to these women because the men aren't holding their end of the bargain. Yeah, you can get around child support and your kids starve. Great. Way to go, fella. Way to go. You can get around it. So let me play this piece right here because this is very important.
And is saying this in reference to his own children. It's his children. These are his children that we're talking about. It's not like she ain't over here like, hey, dude, Dustavius up the street, his kids can't eat.
Right.
These are this black man's kids. So I want you to see how vile these men are.
Kids.
Because they're real vile. And I already told you they don't give a damn about no damn kids. I don't know why y'all keep having them.
Not funny. You sitting here laughing because they cut off the fucking link. Why would you be laughing? You know that's how me and my kids eat. You hate me that much that you gonna laugh that the link got cut off?
Yes, he does.
Ain't no link, no nothing. How you gonna eat now? How your kids gonna eat now?
But why is that funny? What did I do to you for you to be laughing?
You need me now.
You didn't do anything to him, young lady. You didn't do anything to him. It's just the way he's built.
I don't need you. I'm asking you to come through for your kids. Every time that's why I'm so mad that it shut down. Because if it didn't shut down, I wouldn't have to ask you for shit. Bro, I don't need you for nothing. I don't need you for nothing.
You need me.
No, I don't. You think I need you.
Nah.
But your kids need you. You worry about the wrong person needing you. Just chill. Okay, what about your kids? What about your kids? What about your fucking kids though?
After this, your ass gonna kicked off Section 8 next. You don't have nowhere to stay. You're gonna be begging me for a place to stay and some food.
That's what you want. You want me to beg you. You want me to need.
Let me pause for the cause and ask y'all this. What's the difference between this bandit and a white supremacist? Put a 1 in the chat box if you know what the difference between this bandit and a white supremacist is.
Bars.
Because I don't really see one.
Bars.
I don't see no difference between this bandit and a white supremacist. I don't see no difference between this bandit and any other threat that black women will come up against. I don't see it. A bandit who literally, because look, y'all got these bandits running around out there saying, oh, they don't want a woman who work because a woman should stay at home and raise the kids. No, they want you to be dependent on them because dependency equals abuse when you dealing with a low tier bandit, and all of them are low tier. Because a man who was high tier, he ain't gonna sit back and wait for a woman to not be able to feed his kids before he step in and start leveraging abuse for money. Because that's what he's doing. He's saying, oh, since you in a vulnerable position and now I feel like you need me. Mind you, the courts just already said that Trump has to give out SNAP benefits. Because what these bandits do, they ain't gonna wait till it actually happened. They gonna start bragging before it even happened. A month ahead, this bandit, it's October, November ain't even came. Anything could change. But the bottom line is these bandits go run out here and brag at the mere notion of you in some type of unsavory position, because then they can really prey on you the way they want to. These are predatory, weak, cowardly, dusty, ineffective bandits who only want women to be in an insecure, vulnerable position only so they can use and exploit them.
Bars. Basically, it's like this. What's going to happen is going to backfire. All those men who are laughing and making up all this crap about the snaps and everything, all of a sudden, the courts are going to start giving them a phone call because it's like, hey, look, your ex, the one you have 2 kids by, well, since we pulled them snaps, we now, she relies on your child support payments. That shit mandatory now because she ain't getting no SNAP. And we can't be having these kids starving to death, going out here and stealing for a meal and shit. So government, what the government gonna do? Government gonna be like, pay up, motherfucker. And be like, pay up, motherfucker. And then they're going to be even more mad at, they're going to blame their exes who they have kids with, which they made by, whatever. They're going to blame them for a situation they either caused or supported. Bars, 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 bars. And that's what makes this part so funny. But let me break it down because Alpha brought up a good point. It isn't what people think. Let me break it down right now.
I'm seeing a lot of people make the comment that if you're sad about losing your SNAP benefits, then you should just go get a job. And that rhetoric is based in racism. And let's talk about why. And we're going to discuss this topic using scholarly work like The Color of Welfare by Jill Quadagno and the book Chain Reactions by Edsel and Edsel, as well as historical documents related to a woman named Linda Taylor. So how did welfare get racialized? Well, to understand that, let's get a little context.
This is Benjamin Dowd. He's breaking it down for us. He has no bias towards red pill or black women. He's breaking it down for you right now perfectly. Here we go.
Prior to the 1964 Civil Rights Act, Americans believed that people should have welfare because it only benefited white women. They felt like if women became single for any reason, whether their husband died or divorced them or just disappeared, that their bills should be paid, they should be taken care of so that their kids are able to stay at home with their mom. But in 1964, we extended that benefit to black women, and suddenly white people in America are like, we can't have welfare because it's making people entitled. And Ronald Reagan was one of those people who ran on this platform of cutting entitlements. He wanted to get rid of social safety net programs, and he used the story of a woman named Linda Taylor to that advantage, and he did that with the help of this man.
Here's how I would approach that issue as a statistician or a political scientist, or no, as a psychologist, which I'm not, is how abstract you handle the race thing. In other words, you start out, and now y'all aren't quoting me on this. I won't do it. You start out in 1954 by saying, by 1968 you can't say anything hurts or backfires, so you say stuff like forced busing, states' rights, and all that stuff. And you're getting so abstract now, you're talking about cutting taxes, and all of these things you're talking about are totally economic things, and the byproduct of them is blacks get hurt worse than whites.
And once again, I've edited out his prolific use of the N-word. And for those who don't remember who that was from my earlier video, that was Lee Atwater. Now let's hear what Ronald Reagan said about Linda Taylor.
The trail extends through 14 states. She has used 127 names so far, posed as a mother of 14 children at one time, 7 at another, signed up twice with the same caseworker in 4 days, and once while on welfare posed as an open heart surgeon, complete with office.
And after giving that speech, he posted this picture of Linda Taylor everywhere as this is the woman who was defrauding America. And let's be clear, she absolutely did defraud America. She took an estimated, I want to say, $30 million, which at the time was a lot of money. And this is what he showed to everybody. There was just one small problem with this. And the problem was Linda Taylor was born Martha Miller, and she was white. Now, while Ronald Reagan never said that.
Oh man. Oh shit. Oh man. Let me keep it going.
Linda Taylor wasn't white. What he did fail to mention was that she wasn't black. So he posted this picture and only these pictures of her in this look as if that's who she was. The reality is Linda Taylor lived as many different people. She had at least 33 aliases at the time of her arrest. She had lived as a blonde-haired Jewish woman. She had lived as a Palestinian woman. She had lived as a Hispanic woman. And at the time of her arrest, she was living as a voodoo practitioner and priestess in Chicago named Linda Taylor. Which isn't even the most interesting thing about Linda Taylor. Not only was she under investigation for welfare fraud, but the FBI was looking at her for several other crimes. When arrested, she was found with credit cards of some of her clients who had turned up dead. And if you've heard the urban legend of nurses stealing babies from hospitals, she's the inspiration for that, as she allegedly took a baby that belonged to a diplomat from a hospital and held it for ransom. But the FBI was told to not even bother looking into those other crimes. Instead, Ronald Reagan coined a term along with Lee Atwater called welfare queen, and they plastered that label with that picture of Linda Taylor everywhere they could. And this had a powerful effect on how we view welfare today. And it changed the way many white Americans viewed welfare, because they began to see it as undeserving people were getting these benefits and stealing from the government. And because of the use of this image of Linda Taylor as a black woman and calling her a welfare queen, white Americans began to associate undeservingness with blackness.
That is, then I'm going to play this. Here we go.
Instagram and so forth, just TikTok. Okay, let me show you one of those videos. Now, this came on Instagram, but let me show you what they said. This lady said here, and you see.
Now, what I'm going to show you is a similarity between the modern black man, the modern red pill black man, and what Atwater and Reagan were saying. Watch.
I grabbed the screenshot. You can kind of get the idea where this is going. Let me show you what she said.
So this is what I stole. Okay, they wanted $9 for this. I said, oh, I don't got $9. Then they wanted $2 for this. They wanted $7 for this. I'm making some stuffed salmon today. These are needed. I'm not paying $7 for that.
Oh, stop right there. Stuffed salmon. Stuffed salmon.
Look how he's trying to sell. Okay, first let me tell you about Obsidian. Then I'm going to tell you. This is a man who basically tries to exude wealth. But his let's just say his fellow red pill men, they don't have the highest respect for him. Or women, actually. And it's funny that he's back on YouTube, and it's funny that he don't think nobody gonna be pulling out some Miss Pearly things. But I know somebody who is. For a while, he was known for being the perfect example of a sellout. He literally with his friend Kevin, sold the black manosphere out to a white woman. Literally. I mean, literally, there's proof. There's so much proof that I have to do a whole video on that. And it's nothing about, believe it or not, it has little to do with Obsidian and more to do with the desperation, weakness, brokenness, and brokenness of the black manosphere. If there's anything you learn about this, it's through that event where he literally sold out the black manosphere for one Caucasian woman for like $5,000. And now he wants to exude power, to exude wealth. I'm going to say that. Let me spin this right here. So what he's doing in this clip is he's trying to shame this woman for buying herself a little packed salmon or whatever the hell it was. Okay, which isn't a whole lot higher. It's not a whole lot higher than this.
Which I have to admit is quite tasty. Stuffed salmon. That's what they buying on EBT.
Why in the fuck would you care what people are buying on EBT? It's not like you get more money. Maybe they just maybe they just want some salmon this time around, bro. And he's doing the exact same thing as Atwater did and as Reagan did, but it's modified. Two men that are known in history as some of the most racist leaders in the United States. He's still the same. His brother is still the same. Miss Alto in the house. Henry Mars in the house. Jackie doing her thing. Pink Boy Queen. I got Darnell and Deontay on stage. Let me spin it for a minute. Here we go.
And food stamps, whatnot. Stuff, not sardines. No disrespect to sardines. Not tuna fish. No disrespect to tuna
Let me
fish.
break it down again. Y'all, this is a man that we all know sold out the manosphere and begged for money daily. He begged for money daily. But when a woman wants to buy herself some stuffed salmon, now we got a problem. Selling false dreams and false luxury. Let me see if I have that in here. Yes, I sure as hell do. Let me play it right now.
So almost didn't happen. Why?
Because the internet man wanted their money, and they wasn't going to wait until the eagle flies next week.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't somebody who has a lot of money just pay the bill?
Oh, I'm back on one here. Okay, great. So you do see what I posted on the screen there, right, DJ Torch?
Posted on the screen where?
You do see what's on the screen right in front of you, right? What's under me?
Thanks to the sponsor dinner. Yeah.
Hang on. Sponsor. So everybody that contributes to my show, I shout them out. I recognize every last person who contributes to my show because they're the ones that make the show possible, and I make that clear on every live show that I do. So I wanted to give special recognition to Dennis Sperling. Now, to answer your question, if you have a lot of money,
saved your show though. It seems like that wasn't just a gift.
Let me.
No, you led us to believe that.
Let me finish, please. So, with regard to your question, well, you have a lot of money. Why didn't you pay the bill? I just answered your question in the clip that you played. They wasn't going to wait until I got my money, which was last week.
So you didn't have money.
The topic I have for you is gaslighting, the narcissist's favorite tool. So I'm going to talk about what gaslighting is, why narcissists and other manipulators use it, what some common gaslighting phrases are, how this affects you as the target over time, and finally, I'll give you some tips to deal with gaslighting so you can save your sanity.
I did have the money. I just didn't have it at that time.
You didn't have money. You
I did have it. I was waiting on it. I was waiting on it to come, and it wasn't arrived yet.
Y'all hearing it? This is him.
So in other words, he had nothing in savings and nothing he was able to pay with right at the moment. So
no,
he was
not at that moment, because I take every dime because I take every dime and reinvest it back in my business.
And if you noticed during the live stream, I didn't cut him off. Y'all. Keep it going. Here we go.
You can't make this shit up, people.
You cannot make this
I
shit
take
up.
every dime. I take every dime and reinvest it back in my truck.
Please stop interrupting her. Just let her speak.
He was broke. He was
That's
broke.
it.
He lives in a dump, y'all. He tells everybody he's a man of means, he has money. Dude, Obsidian doesn't have a pot to piss in.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh man, it's a fellow Red Pill guy saying this. Fellas, I mean, wait a minute. It wasn't me. I didn't say it. I didn't say they didn't have a pot to piss in. I'm not saying this is the he might have been, he might have hit the jackpot, y'all. He might have hit the jackpot. He might have hit the jackpot. So I ain't saying he's still in that state. But what I'm saying is this. Through Obsidian's life, his shit worked so poorly, he had to borrow money to pay the light bill. He couldn't even pay the light bill. Let me keep it going a little bit more. Just a little bit more, and then we'll talk, fellas. Here we go.
This nigga does not have two nickels to rub together. These are facts. And the reason I know this is because I met the man in person.
He said he did. What did he say? He said, I didn't have the money at the time. I was waiting for the money to come in.
Right.
Anybody with money in the savings account doesn't have to wait for money to come in. They just pay their bill. Anybody with money in a checking account don't have to wait for money to come in. They just pay their bill. So in other words, you were broke until something came in.
Got him.
Now, gaslighting is a covert, aggressive way of distorting another person's perception of reality to the point that that person questions their sanity or their memory.
Yeah, I was.
It's that simple. It's that simple.
Yeah, I was broke until I got paid, and I just kept right on getting up. And here's the question. And here's the question I have for you, DJ Torch.
He lives in a dump, y'all. He tells everybody he's a man of means, he has money. Dude, Obsidian doesn't have a pot to piss in. This nigga does not have two nickels to rub together. These are facts. And the reason I know this is because I met the man in person.
Now, it was a couple years ago. Maybe he broke it. Maybe, what's her name? Pearly Things broke him off. He might have a little bit of money. He might be a little bit of money because he's trying to hold some of them shows all over the place. So I'm going to defend him. I'm going to defend old Obsidian. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he might have a little money now.
I've been to his crib. I know how he lives.
Oh, shit.
Got him.
Gaslighting is lying with a goal.
Black men have left and they are not looking back.
May I respond to him? So my question for the people of the community, why didn't you step up? If the community mattered so much to you, why didn't you step up?
You want an answer?
Because of people like you.
No, let me answer. Let me answer. For two reasons. One, we don't even see the same fucking problem that y'all see. Okay? And then number two, the solutions that we offer is not selling people bullshit and pipe dreams and tearing them down. Okay, so y'all keep thinking, y'all believe y'all stepped up. Y'all ain't stepped up and fixed or made anything better. All y'all have actually done was make money off of more divisiveness and making the problems of the Black community worse.
Now, there is so much that I want to...
Let me pause that. Okay, fellas, welcome to the stage. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing all right, DJ. How about yourself?
Doing good.
I'm doing all right, DJ. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
All right.
So, okay. I'll leave it right there. That looks cool. As you can see, I'm a huge Obsidian fan. No. So basically, the bottom line is this. And conspicuous consumption is obviously people overspending and everything like that, but I think it also has some other meanings, or I might have made it some other meanings. I think like the way that these men are acting like they are balling. I mean, just think about it. These men are actually saying that because they have the perception that black women are now falling on hard times or winter's coming, that these men will be, I think basically they think they can get more from women. Would you agree or disagree with that analogy?
Well, I would definitely agree. I think it's disgusting that dudes are feeling like that way. Like when the one guy in the video you show with his baby mom, and he all like, "Yeah, now you need me. Now you need me." Like, now I do understand that she maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe they got into it before, and she threw in his face how much she don't need him because she getting help, and now he just whatever. But it's a childish situation. Why would you want to openly wish negativity upon people and then praise it when it
Right.
happens? Like that's not. It's not a good thing. And I gotta tell you, DJ, like even with like Kevin Samuels, one of the things I respect about you is that you at least are polite when you talk about Kevin, right? Because I still hear people talking about like he the devil and he probably in hell right now getting tortured. I'm like, damn, y'all just judging the shit out of these people. Like, we don't know your full story. We don't know what the hell you into. So to say that about somebody is crazy. But and to come on the internet and be praising that your baby mother is just now struggling. You the father, you idiot.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is that it proves that they don't care about their kids. Because if they cared about their kids and they knew a large portion of that food was going to their kids, they'd be like, damn, I better go buy, the dollar store and pick up some at least, something to hook them up with and call it a day. I may not like their mother, blah, 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 whatever they want to say, right? But I gotta make sure, my kids are all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy a little extra because I know they're not getting that extra anymore. But they're not even doing that. It's kind of like they disconnect. They're completely disconnected from their kids. That's the scary part.
Yeah, they are.
I think he scorned about something, kind of what Dante had hinted to earlier. Something may have happened behind the scenes we don't know about, and this is his moment where he's been waiting on her to he feels some kind of way. Yeah, and this is the fall. This is his,
but still, I mean, think about it. Even if that was the case, why would he use that as the tool? Why would he use starving children as a tool to get back at her?
No, No, go ahead, Darnell.
Sometimes people can be just petty, DJ. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was guilty of it myself. I don't have kids, but when my ex-fiance, tried to come back to me, when she was pregnant, she was pregnant with her husband's child and trying to come back to me, I kind of said some things, and I wasn't happy about it, and I regret it now, but in a way, like I said, I was just the way I felt because I felt, burned by her, and I couldn't wait for her to fall. And when it happened, I kind of
ask you something?
Released it. Yeah, go ahead.
Have you talked to your therapist about this?
Yeah.
Okay. What was his? No, wait, no, that's your business. Let me shut that.
Well, like I
Oh,
said, DJ, it just happens.
I'm glad you addressed it. That's the key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, no one's perfect, and we all make mistakes.
But that wasn't right.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's petty. It's very petty. And for the record, I'm not defending this guy or anything. I'm just explaining probably
what happened
led to him doing exactly.
Yeah, no, I can understand that, Darnell. And remember, DJ, we were talking the other day about how every time guys go through a situation, sometimes, not every time, but sometimes you would hear a woman say, "Who hurt you?" And guys get so extremely offended by that they try to pretend like ain't nobody hurt me. I'm just in all actuality, 90% of the time somebody did hurt them. And I'm only saying that, Darnell, because that I had similar shit. I mean, I think most men have. You know what I'm saying? I had a similar situation, not like that, not as far as yours, when I wasn't engaged to the woman, but still, where when stuff just didn't work out the way I wanted it to, and I was like, well, damn, I didn't even do nothing wrong type deal. So I just hope that nothing go right in your damn life. You know what I'm saying? Like, just it's petty, but it's because when you in that immediate moment, you know what I'm saying? You don't care. Now, I don't have any children with that woman or any woman, so I would never compromise my child's, existence and life and safety just to get back at a woman. Like if my baby's mom, if me and my baby mom wasn't getting along and she ran out of food stamps and I'm not giving her money for food, I know I had to do it now.
Right.
And when worst come to worst, at least do what old dude did in that one video where you at least bring your son food every day. You know what I'm saying? But you can't just, you got to do something.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. I just think it's another bad look because don't get me wrong. When I see, I'm not up here coming up here going ha 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 ha. You guys are looking stupid now. Bragging about snapping stuff. I'm up here saying this is embarrassing and this is terrible. And this is a bad look. This is just a horrible look for Black men. Now, don't get me wrong. White men are looking kind of bad too, because again, that you heard the guy break it down. It's mostly, believe it or not, it's mostly Caucasian. The thing was designed for Caucasian women. He broke it down perfect. He broke it down perfectly. The welfare thing was broken down for Caucasian women. The welfare queen happened to be a Caucasian woman they made look Black.
No, she was actually a Black woman, but the guy was right. She was a scammer, so she pretended.
No, he just said in there that she wasn't a white. She wasn't a Black woman.
But she was though.
She was mixed.
I'm gonna go by. Yeah. He seems like the historian type, and we'll go over it later. But by what he said and by how he broke it down, she's a Caucasian woman as far as we know.
Yeah, well, I mean, either one. I couldn't say either way.
I know the story.
I heard the story before too, but I'm just saying that that was just bad in general. It doesn't mean just because she's white or Black that the whole race is like her. Like that wasn't enough. I mean, it's $30 million. She actually kind of got off on it if you think about it. Like, that's a lot of damn money. She should have been locked up for life for that.
Yep. But that's where they try to land it. We'll do some more digging because we don't want to go back and forth on whether the woman was Black or white tonight because I ain't got the time. But we'll go over that. But basically, the bottom line is what the man said is that she was white, and he seemed extremely knowledgeable and broke it down in a very historical way. The problem is this, and actually, Deontay, you're actually correct. Whether she's black or white shouldn't matter. The fact of the matter is that black men are literally weaponizing the same information that Reagan and Atwater, who are known for being not that nice to black people, said. I mean, literally, if you saw me when I was going back and forth between the what the black man was saying to his ex, that shit, you could say the same thing about Brian McKnight too. But bottom line, that, and then what Obsidian was saying, knowing that he had been, his job is to beg for money, right, or get money for free. Who knows? He was probably on welfare for all we know. I don't care. I do care if you talk shit about other people when you are on welfare. And the funny thing is this, is the young man who was yelling at that woman didn't seem like he was a man of means himself. I think the only reason he attacked her like that was because he had been so broke for so long, and that her kids have been taken care of by the government, that when the first opportunity he had to talk shit about her, he did. But that just shows how pitiful his situation was, where not only his, but all these men's situation is, where they have to literally wait for a disaster to financially shame someone. That's pretty sad. That's how I see it. Anyway, guys, any last words? Almost to the 2-hour spot.
Yeah, I'll just say this was an interesting one. I didn't know this was happening tonight. I just happened to, excuse me, get the flash across my screen. I was like, oh snap, DJ, But yeah, that was crazy. I forgot about that lady with the all that government assistance and stuff that she had stolen. But people, I mean, it is people out here who do that, take advantage of the system. But I mean, this isn't something to be like, celebrating, because you wouldn't want nobody to celebrate your downfall. But
right.
You never know. Maybe it happened to them, so they just think they're getting them back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, Dante. Like I said, people display petty behavior, especially after they've been scorned. Especially here, anywhere really in the world, but especially here in the States. I mean, you'll see it in divorce courts. You'll see it, anywhere, social media, you name it. It's a human. It's, for whatever reason, it's just some kind of human instinct, rather than. But you're better off. You'll find more peace by just letting it go. There's a guy I know, and he admitted he cheated on his wife and stuff like that. And when she was taking him to the cleaners in the divorce courts, he was fighting her tooth and nail. And he was mad, calling his ex the B word, everything. But he said, one day he just woke up one day, said, you know what? I ain't doing nothing but hurting myself. He apologized to her and said, I'm just gonna stop fighting you. To this day, even though they're not married, they're the best of friends, even though they're not married. So you'll find peace by sometimes it's best to just find peace by letting things go.
Exactly. Well said. Find peace by letting things go. I couldn't That's bars right there. Anyway, time for me to hit that beat. Y'all know how I do it. Here we go.
Love goes around. Oh. DJ Torch. And friends. It's about to go down, baby. Yeah. Round and around and around. Yeah. When love goes around, it comes around. It comes around. Can't stop it. When love goes around, it comes around. Here it goes.
Don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the like. On your way out. And hit the like in replay as well.
Pull up a chair, the family's here. Voices are warm.
Angela Reddick, thank you. Also, in the house.
DJ Toy.
Pink Boy Queen.
Friends, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. Yeah. Laughter and truth, a gentle sound. Hearts open wide when the love goes round.
Thank you for the $10 super chat.
DJ Toy,
friends,
it's about to go
down.
Love goes around.
Also in the house.
It flows. Love goes around and everybody knows. Love goes around from me to you. Love goes around, it always comes through. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love goes around. We share, we laugh, we grow. Respect the space.
And all the day long. Shout out to Black.
That's our cue. It's not a party without you, without you, without you, without you.
Adele, good seeing you.
DJ Torch and friends, round and round and round it goes, love goes around.
Catch you on the next one.